And moving right on in, we're going to have a Naga Siren picked up very early for LGD, so wanting that late-game safety belt. They also get some nice initiation and mid-game presence with the Bad Rider. LAI Gaming, though, they open up with two heroes that I think we can both agree, based on what we've seen, not just from LAI, but from everyone. I feel like these two heroes should actually be prioritized even higher than they are right now. Tidehunter has a habit of slipping into the draft a lot more often than the Death Prophet does. Even, well, the Ogre gets in there quite a lot, too. But I feel like Tidehunter and Lycan, to me, if I were playing, just knowing the meta game that's going on in the East based on what we've seen in D2L, I think I would first ban these two heroes pretty much every game. I would much rather give away a Death Prophet or a Brewmaster, I think.
I would definitely much rather give a Death Prophet. I haven't seen that hero do anything good since it's been nerfed, at least in the Eastern scene. Yeah. We actually see it picked up in the Western scene all the time as well, but Lion picked up here for LAI Game. I do agree with you, though. I think Tide and Lycan are ridiculously strong. I think it's smart to pick at the Naga, Resident Sleeper at that, but it's still pretty smart. Like, the net's really good against Lycan. Obviously, Bat Rider Lasso is good against Lycan as well, and even the Sleep is good against Lycan until you get BKB. Even good when he gets BKB, because if you isolate him and just sleep the rest of his team, it's a way of making him kind of useless. I thought for sure LGD Gaming was going to ban out the Venge, because it's obviously very, very good against Bat Rider to be able to swap out someone. And LAI Gaming didn't go with that just yet, and I don't think they are, because Venge plus Lion combo is kind of an awkward support duo. They're both kind of squishy. They both have a lot of single targets, so it's nice to couple up like one support single target and control heavy. The other one puts down some AoE damage or something like that. I think that's a nice balance, but or at least one's tanky, one's not. So
right.
I'm not sure they're going to pick up the Venge. It still would be good though, because like I said, it can save people from the Bat Rider Lasso, and it can also buff up Lycan with the push.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Venge, and I know this is an awkward transition, we see Venge in many cases valued so highly for a lot of reasons, one of which is to counter the Faceless Void, and that got me to thinking, oh, when did Void get banned? He didn't. This is the first game in a while we've seen the Faceless Void make it through not just the first ban phase, not just the first pick phase, but the second ban phase and into halfway through the second pick phase. And yeah, like that's surprising in and of itself. With the Lion, as you said, he's excellent at chain stunning and can work really well with someone like Venge. I actually really like Lion when he's run with skill shot heroes. He has such a capability to lock a hero down and make it easier to land things like Light Striker Ray for Alina, to land an Impale from a Nyx Assassin, that kind of a thing. And not saying that's necessarily what it's going to be, though a Nyx wouldn't be bad against an Ember and a Bat. But, yeah, we'll see. Just echoing your point that the Venge is available and could work, and they're actually going to go with the Jakiro, another excellent hero that it's a semi-skill shot with the Ice Path, but Lion will certainly make it a non-skill shot, as he should be able to keep a target pretty immobile.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like one support that's very control heavy, does have a very nice high damage burst nuke with Lion, and then you couple that nicely with like a high HP, pretty tanky, lots of somewhat AoE, but very good damage in that. So I think that's a nice pairing. As we've seen, also Jakiro plus Lycan is very strong. Jakiro plus Tidehunter, so much team fight in that. I'm actually interested I think they picked the Ember into the Lion too, which is kind of curious because Lion's actually very good against Ember. And being able to just at least lock him down instantly. Lion's also quite good against Bat if you get a fast blink on Lion, and I think that's why LAI picked him up. So I like the draft a little bit better from LAI Gaming so far.
Yeah, for LGD, their cores are already out there. So unless they're going to run the support Naga Siren, which in fairness we did see IG do to some success when they had Chuan on it. In fact, they pulled out a win in a series I think we both agree should not have been a win.
Right.
Based on the fact that he just got enough room and enough time to get fat on a Naga Siren that started as a 4 and 5 position. I can't remember which it was. It was 4 or 5. But there are some, I got to, as much as we've griped about, seeing, that stinks. I was just going to say, it looks like Skywrath Mage won't be picked either. But sure enough, LGD is going to go there. I was just going to point out that as much as we've griped about it being similar heroes, seeing a Visage ban and a Pugna ban, that's at least a little different. And I was going to see if Skywrath was going to make it through, but not to be, as he's paired up. And I like the lineups on both sides. I think I do favor LAI Gaming a bit more, though. Just because I feel like their initiation advantage is going to be excellent. Tidehunter's actually picking a Naga into the Tide isn't like the end of the world, but Tide is is a very reliable hero to punish a Naga sleep because you have that moment, that one brief moment when you're almost guaranteed to get off any spell immediately following a Naga sleep. So if Tide is in the right position, they can't really follow up and look to initiate unless they have something like a Disruptor to lay a static storm on top that is an AoE centric disable, because he's just going to be able to spam his ultimate and almost always get it off.
You know, actually, Enigma would have been pretty good for live gaming too, but I like
Mhm.
Jakiro. I think a bit better just because it gives them the opportunity to actually punish LGD gaming with a Naga pick and really try to force them to try to defend early on before Naga becomes ridiculously farmed. Because you have, very good push with Jakiro and Lycan, and I think that's the best way to counter him. It's not necessarily run at him in lane and like try to stop his farm there, but just get very much like ton of farm on your core heroes that have the ability to push, and then go push. And like you can afford to get Naga a little bit of farm, but I think it's more important that you get core farm on your heroes that have the ability to push. So,
Mhm.
LAI Gaming have one more pick. It's most likely going to be a core here with Tidehunter in the off lane. Lycan, I forget who like their. I have to admit, LAI Gaming is probably the team in this tournament right now in the Eastern scene that I probably know the littlest or the least about. So I'm not quite sure who's going to be playing what.
They are kind of unremarkable, and I don't mean that to flame. It's just like we've watched them, and there's going to be Storm, so that's going to be mid. I was actually holding out hope that we would see something a little bit more aggressive. I would have loved to have seen something like going aggressive with the Lion Jakiro. Lion is a little greedy in that regard, though. Very squishy and can be punished. So never mind. But I just to echo your point again. LAI just hasn't made much of an impression. I mean, XT, like I can look at these names, and Super is a name that doesn't need an introduction if you know anything about Dota in the East over the last year or two. XTT we've seen do well. XDD we've seen him do well. I mean, we've seen these players play well, but the record is, let's be honest, not just mediocre, it's below average. And they just, when they win, it's just usually on skill difference, I think. I think that's why, like, skill difference as a whole, like they've just run over teams because of draft or because they're just playing better that day. I just can't recall a series where they came back super hard or had a very big impact like we can with a lot of the other teams. And correct me if I'm wrong, though. Didn't LAI Gaming run something kind of similar to this with the Tide, Lycan, and Jakiro the last time we saw them play? Like, I can't get that out of my head. I think they did.
Who did? Sorry, which team?
LAI Gaming.
Honestly, it's hard to answer that question just because I've seen so many teams do this. Like the last series we just had, they were drafting Tide Tide Jakiro and there was another hero at the Ember. Yeah, that was it. So it's hard to actually answer that, but probably I'll just say yes, probably.
Yeah, probably. All righty, we're going to move on in. This is game one of our last best of three, not just of the night, but of the entire Eastern Division. Our playoffs are going to be starting very soon, so keep an eye out for that. It's not tomorrow, I don't think, is it? I'm pretty sure they don't start tomorrow. I think it's the day after.
What, the bubble playoffs?
The bubble race.
I thought it was tomorrow. I will double check on that because I'm curious too.
I can. You double check on that, and for some reason I felt like there was something else we had going on tomorrow. I just couldn't remember. Maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe I'm thinking of Western matches because I think. Yeah, that sounds accurate, actually. If we start the bubble race tomorrow, then because of the unfortunate not roster situations, but withdrawal situations with a couple of teams, we had to push our Western schedule back a little bit, and I think that's what I had in mind. And
yeah, it starts tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Yep, that sounds right. And we have no Western matches, right?
Correct.
Okay, I had it backwards. For some reason, I had it in my head that we did West tomorrow and no East. So there you go, guys. This is what two casters casting a tournament that should know better do in their free hours. We try to puzzle through our schedule, which is very, very clear-cut. We're just idiots or bad memories, one of the two. The lanes look to set up about how we would have... No, actually, that's wrong. They're going to have the Storm Spirit farming in the safe lane and the Lycan in mid.
And they're also going to have Ember Spirit farming in the safe lane as well. I didn't see that, but in July, taking a Hex right off the start.
He took that as a frog.
He took the bounty. Oh, yeah.
No, like, for real. Does that work? Like, he was hexed and unable to control his hero, but, like, was he, like, clicking on the rune and it worked?
Yeah, probably.
That's interesting. And I had no idea that worked that way because, like, the little frog hopped onto the rune and then he just took it.
I think Super definitely should have waited on his skill and had dual breath. They actually maybe net a kill there if he has dual breath, or at the very least get him to pop his Firefly. I think dual breath is absolutely what you get at level 1. They're actually roaming around on him now again. They'll probably make him pop Firefly, I would imagine, but this level 1 liquid fire is not very threatening. Like, dual breath is just way better.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's the build I usually go is first point liquid fire, second point and third point, or excuse me, first point dual breath, second and third point liquid fire, then ice path, and then max liquid fire and ice path with liquid fire getting priority. I usually don't even take macro pyre until a few levels past 6 either. It's 2 mana intensive.
Yeah, I thought that as well, and then I've watched a lot of the good Jakiro players that are much better than me at that hero, and it seems to be a running trend now to get the macro pyre actually at level 6, just so you have the ability to use it. Oh, unfortunate creeps get past the supports of LAI Game. Tons of pings, ping, 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 and they actually did find the ward. So we didn't really get to talk about it, but yeah, the Elder Titan support here for LGD, I do like this because it gives them a new kind of tool and utility to deal with this very heavy push in the mid game from LAI. So I do like that.
Hey, Elder Titan's just excellent against any team that's based on survivability. And when you're talking about a Lycan Tide, those are two tanky heroes that, oh, wow. In July, playing very aggressive here with his Firefly. Eats a bit of damage. And, yeah, Lion, if Lion were level 2, he's dead. Like, that's a shame. He just pinged 2. If he had pinged 2 a second earlier, he Earth spikes that Bad Rider, and that's first blood. Guaranteed.
Well, at the very least, they're doing a lot of, like, harassment to him. Like, he's very scared. Oh, no, if he actually has to go back to heal, that's really bad, because this was 4 creeps coming his way that he would have actually maybe been able to get. Oh, no, he's just popping the HP potion. This is really good. Okay. He's at least going to get this experience. Experience is obviously the most important thing in the off lane, even on a hero like Bat where you need an early blink. And he is going to get level 3 and a fourth or so. But look, they're constantly pulling still, so I think that the safe lane's actually going quite well. I think I should say they're playing it well. I still would have really liked to see Super get the dual breath first. I think that it would have been a much better lane than it was.
I feel like they need to. We can see, yeah, there's the Bat being caught with the Earth Spike. He has Hex and doesn't use it. Once again, like if he had Hexed immediately after Earth Spike, I think they kill him there. I really do.
He's living life on the edge too. Oh, he's so close to dying. Really wants that Centaur, and it's going to go to Super.
Yep,
Done
first
hits!
blood.
Well played by 5400. Very greedy by In July, and he pays for it.
Yeah, I have no idea. He was there. That was twice. I mean, In July kind of made up for it. Again, the Bat was kind of flying around right here and just going. He was looking like he wanted to go to the edge, but then he came back. I think if he hexes and then immediately Earth Spikes, Jakiro's able to dual breath. He should have been in range by then and gets the kill. But is it just me, or does it feel like LAI should be roaming on to Sylar? Sylar's farm 17, 18 and 18, basically a wash here in mid. But this Bat, they've shut down fairly efficiently now. I mean, they got the kill, they zoned him out, they did a lot of damage, and so on. This Naga being left unchecked, this is always a problem. And we're coming up on 4 minutes, and maybe a 4-minute rune if 5400 gets a good one or something.
Sure, yeah, if he gets an invis, I think they could possibly kill him. He's got good stats, though, early on. Like, look, he's sitting at 750 HP. That's a lot. And he actually picks up a haste rune, so there's definitely no chance of really killing him now. I don't think it's that pressing that they kill the Naga. This is what I was saying. Like, yeah, it's very bad to have a Naga that's farming well. But, like I said, I think it's more important that they get the core items on the Lycan and the core items on, whoever they need to, and then you start pushing. This is a pushing lineup, like a pseudo-pushing lineup, and I think that that's where their focus needs to be.
They tried to take a shot at her. They at least forced her to use the haste rune as 5400 came out in Earth Spike. He's not going back to lane yet, and justifiably, the Bad has left top lane, so he would just be sapping experience at this point, and maybe sapping a little out of mid, but pressuring this Naga. I mean, as you said, it's not a first priority, but just the way the lane is gone, I don't know that they need to just be staying static. They should be getting a bit more active. We haven't talked a whole lot about the Tidehunter out in the off lane. On the other side, he's level 2.5, and the Bat has gone into the jungle, so of course he's skyrocketed up to 5.5 now. But Tide is stacking some ancients for himself, so should be able to catch up a little bit. In July, yeah, we know him. How about the Skywrath? Yeah, level 3.5 there, so not bad either.
They must have been stacking really well from the supports of LGD. If he went from like level 2 to 5 instantly, he must have had a lot of stacks. So, a lot of credit to Faith and to MMY in mid, who has just placed a ward. I hear like an ulti onto Sylar. Here's that pressure you're talking about.
And the gush to follow. That is such a good kill for them. And wow, XDD, look at the damage he has. He's just going to chase him MY and kill him. Oh, he got fogged a little bit. That might be enough. This is going to be expiring soon. Yeah. He might have hung around for one more auto attack and maybe gotten the kill if he hadn't gotten fogged when he was getting do-si-doed around the tree line. But nonetheless, that's 2-0 for LAI, one of which is a Nagasaki kill. Well done.
Nice pressure. Yep, they answered your call. As top lane in July, kind of screwed with the supports again. If he gets these creeps, it's pretty big. He got one of them. Okay.
Yep. He got the big one. That was 100 gold he picked up there, so not bad.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And at some point, you have to think they're going to be pressuring this tower a bit more. Given they've had a Jakiro and Super has not left lane. He's actually, wow, 2 points in each. He's got 2 points in the Dual Breath, 2 in Liquid Fire. And you'd think they would have whittled this down a little bit more. Now Faith is going to be able to come up here. This is great for them. Faith and MMY catching up if they don't get dove. And that's a tall order as there's going to be an Earth Spike to follow it. MMY trying to get a return kill, silenced out XZ, but that is just level 1 Ancient Seal. Here comes the Ember, though. 5,400. Going to end up dying to an Arcane Bolt behind it. They end up going 1 for 1, but I actually feel like it's a much bigger deal that they didn't let the Elder Titan get any more than he did there. He's coming up on level 5, but got next to nothing, and giving up the Lion, who, despite, yeah, he's actually the exact same level, but I feel like he can do more with less levels than the Elder Titan can.
Well, and Yao TP's up here now. He can't do anything, so he's gonna have to find somewhere else to farm. Can maybe stick around for one wave, but that's the max he can stay, and that's freeing up space for XTT. So he's gonna get some good levels, which means it's gonna be way easier to take out this stack that he's made for himself with the Ancients. He could get Arcane Boots right now. I hope he buys them before he dies for his sake, because here comes the rotation of LGD. Yeah, he buys them right now. He needs to book it.
He doesn't have Ravage, not even close. He will be lassoed. 5,400 is going to come up. He may rethink this. He just got silenced. XCT still alive, does end up dropping at the last second. Very nice Echo Stomp. Made sure there was no follow-up even to catch just the far out there Bat Rider. And a very effective kill, though, like you said, he did get his Arc Boots before he died, so not the end of the world.
Yep, he's still doing okay, and he can go do those Ancients now. If they get stacked a 4th time, it's going to be even better for him. But really nice silence by MMY. I've said this before, but this guy's like one of my favorite supports in China, if not in the entire world. He's just... I became a big fan of him when he was on DK, and just been a fan ever since.
They missed that last stack on the Ancient, unfortunately. It gets a little complicated when it gets that crowded. And LAI, going to make sure they're... Lycan gets a rune for his bottle. XTT getting to 6 has got to be their next big priority. Because, you know, Sylar's fallen back. He's sufficiently leveled, level 7. He maxed Mirror Image, and Riptide doesn't have a single point into its snare yet. So this is pure farming build Naga. You know, not that it's a big departure from the norm, but she's now on the, you know, it's like we always talk about. You're on the clock, man. When Naga can start going back and supports can do nothing but stack for her, it's just a race to the Radiance. And you got to make sure this is that window you were talking about during the draft. You know, just run at towers, get your items, and go.
I know, call me crazy, and I would love to like get insight from Arteezy, the Naga god himself, but I just still feel like 1 point of ensnare is a very big value point. Not to mention a value point in the Song of the Siren, come on. Anyway,
there's a Hex
on MMY.
And the Earth Spike, there's an Echo Stomp that's actually off the mark. Here comes XTT, they may get Faith. However, here comes the Ember, looking to do a bit of return damage. XDD still under his ult. About a quarter time left on. Looks like they're just going to clear out. Ty did get in range there for XP, but they got a little help. XZ going to make a surprise appearance. Can they catch him? They do. They get Faith from behind. He's dead to an Anchor Smash. Yao, you going to re-engage? Might not be the best call. There's a whole lot of heroes here, and you don't got many. Bat! Caught on the outside of the periphery, and he's going to die for free. Got a little too close. They take a bit of burn damage. MMY's here. They may want to engage. We're going to see XZ, yeah, just silenced and killed. Kind of curious why they didn't immediately just walk over. They burned a lot. They walked back this way. If they had just gone like this and retreated, they would have been fine.
Radiant's top tower.
More than fine, too. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Like, they had the wolves right there to scout as well, but he's not microing them, unfortunately. They're just kind of sitting here, but...
Whoa, I just got disconnected from the server.
Huh, okay.
All right.
I can...
Watch you. Yeah, I'm going to make sure you watch D2L as well, just in case. It's one of those hiccups that knocked me off.
Okay.
Knocked the stream off last time. So if you guys are still hearing me, we're good, but I'm going to go ahead and reconnect.
Okay, I'll go open up the stream, so there might be a little bit of downtime. I'll check on that. But anyway, yeah, kind of interesting little maneuver right there by XE. He does pay the price, but he's farming very, very well. And so is Sylar. Like, he does have this interesting build. Now finally has a point into the Song of the Siren. But there's a Roshan attempt, actually, by LAI Gaming with the Medallion on Lycan and Treads. So I think they smoked in here. Even if they didn't, there's absolutely no vision in this side of the map for LGD. So this is going to be a free Roshan here for LAI Gaming. And that's also going to be level 6.5, maybe 7 on the Lion. So he's going to have that Finger of Death to work with, which will be really, really good for him. I see the stream now, but I imagine if it did go down, it would be like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, like it'll be a 2-minute delay.
Okay.
So hopefully everyone's just hearing us jaw about it. We had this happen in one of our very first Eastern series. There was just a little hiccup in the connection that wasn't even enough to kick me and Tralf off of our voice over IP call, but it was enough to kick me out of a game like we just saw, and enough to throw the stream completely wonky. So if you're still hearing us, then we are totally good. I'm trying to load in now. It's taking me a while to get into the game, so go ahead and continue with the radio act.
Sure. Well, there's actually a pause, and then they're actually pausing themselves as someone on the team DC'd, so it actually works out nicely.
Might be a server issue then. It's not letting me back in.
Oh, it let him back in immediately. It's not letting you back in at all?
Well, I'm sitting at the loading screen. I've been here for a while.
Huh.
I'll restart once again. Oh, no. Now I'm in.
Nice.
All right, cool. I'm in.
We're
in, boys.
Did the text loading on the bottom right disappear? Because if it ever disappears, that means you're going to connect.
And now I'm going to make everyone happy. Boom. Proper overlay. Screwed up once. I'm not going to screw it up again. But we are back underway. Did they get that, Roshan? They did. And looks like they want to push Tier 1 with it. Like him with the fresh Aegis. He actually did that without his Vlads. He has the recipe in the Ring of Regen on the Courier, so well done there.
Oh, MMY gets a free one up top. Just owning the Storm Spirit with this Ancient Seal and Mystic Flare combination.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Down at bottom, Yao's getting plenty of space, and maybe that's why.
They keep pausing and resuming once he DCs. Is he still here, or is there a bug?
No. He's running away. Look at this. Like he's disconnected.
Should we pause?
Hang on.
Oh no.
There we are. Oh boy.
Did you pause it? You have the ability to?
I didn't. Somebody else did. I just said pause.
Interesting.
Right.
Well,
so we're gonna hope it's not one of those situations. I can't remember who it was. It was actually Team DK. During one of our first matches, they literally were in the lobby, then they all disappear, and they're like, "Hey, we got to go to a LAN cafe. Can we have 20 minutes?"
Oh yeah.
Oh man, so brutal.
Oh, of course, it's the last series too. It wasn't the first.
Of course. All right, guys. I'm pretty sure our lead admin is in here as a spectator, so he's usually the guy who resolves things in the background. We're going to give it a few minutes, and if it becomes apparent that nobody knows what the hell is going on, we'll figure out some kind of a solution. And this is a very important match. Again, this is not a match where it's like, oh, sorry, I can't reconnect into season. GG. Like, if LAI Gaming wins, they're in. If they lose, they're out. And LGD, guaranteed position, but this is important for, again, Invictus Gaming. If LGD wins, IG's in. If they lose, they're out. So, very important game one and a very important series, and hopefully we'll have a resolution in the meantime. And I didn't see the stream drop at all. Was there any continuity with that?
Oh, I didn't know. I think it was fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a server issue. Yeah, they all just reconnected all at once. So we're going to be good. Cool. On, resume when ready, if all connections are good. Cool. All right, so I hate when this happens. It takes me out of the flow of the game so much. Like, just this little bit of interruption and all this. Now I feel like I got to check everyone's items again. And,
oh no! You played and had to deal with these pauses, man. It's awful.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Because then you have no idea where everyone is, and you forget like if you're getting ganked, you forget what your plan. It's the worst. Pauses as a player are the worst.
Do you think there's a reason we need to reload?
I don't know. I don't think
so. I mean, what did that death on Super occur because of the disconnect, you think?
I don't know.
I think they're talking it out. We'll let them figure it out. Look, AC is awesome, and so is Trout.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, I love the Cartman voice, too.
Oh, man. I haven't watched any of the new season of South Park yet.
Oh, they're going. It looks like
the
new season. Oh, my God. It's so good, dude.
I've heard. Well, when have you had time to watch it? Fuck, man.
Oh, you dropped the F-bomb.
I don't do that much. That one just slipped out, actually. Just see, you get too relaxed and you make a mistake. And thank goodness I'm not still on radio, or I would have been fined a whole lot of money. Okay, here we go. Storm back up for Bloody Vengeance, but there's going to be a blink from the bat, and they should be able to reset. And taking a look at Naga. Naga's getting dangerously close to a relic, man. Another 1,000, and the relic is done. You're talking a 14, 15-minute relic.
If she doesn't die again, that would be really, really bad if she dies. Because, yeah, it's going to be 14, 15 minutes, but she's already died once, and it's not going to be like the earliest if she dies. So we'll see. We'll see how she can pan out with that. She is farming quickly with this build, I will say that. But here comes some aggression. This is what I talked about. Get core items. What are the core items? Almost a mech on Tide, the Chinese way. Tried and true. And
never blink. Ever.
Yeah, they really hate that blink on Tide.
And Naga, like you said, they glyph it out. They need to push through here, I think. I don't think they need to back off of this at all. They need to maybe send the Lycan to defend mid, as it might get pushed by the Naga. Nope. I feel like they really need to pressure LAI Gaming into a fight. Or, excuse me, LGD into a fight. Like, they need to make something happen. Looks like LGD actually wants to take the initiative, as they've smoked too. And they're going to let Yao bait it a little bit here. And here comes the Lycan. This is a big kill if they get it.
Doesn't he have Aegis, I think? Yeah, he still has Aegis, so at the very least, maybe buy some time for the team to TP in. But if LGD initiate this, they probably want to kill him and make sure they just back off immediately. Unless it's clear that no one else is coming to help him, or if he pops his ulti in the middle of it.
Oh, this is so smart. Oh, never mind. They're going to abandon it. I thought they were intentionally letting him push out come out with the wave away further from his tower for the exact reason you're talking about. The fact the Aegis would buy time, but looks like they thought better of it. Just go on back to the jungle, to the Hungle.
Yep, I think, let's see. Yeah, I think the Firefly was maybe, actually I don't know if you cast it. I don't think you did, so never mind. But, yeah, LAI Gaming, they'll probably just wait till mech at the very least to really start pressing, tier 2 towers and whatnot. He's got that in about 400 gold, and he still hasn't taken his stack, so if he gets mech and takes his stack, that'll be like the next jump starting of his farm to really get to that blink dagger. But Naga's farming very, very well now, so she didn't get ganked in this short amount of time. Now has a relic at 14 minutes, so very good timing for her.
The Lycan, on the other hand, is right behind her, but I don't know. We've seen Lycans get out of control, but I have definitely seen Naga Sirens completely take a game over and take them to 60 minutes, and there's nothing you can do about it. She just controls the entire map. And it does matter a lot, though. It's not like an instant win thing, like I hear many refer to as like, oh, you just get Radiance on Naga and you're just winning. We saw in one of our Western matches, Ush, who's an excellent young player, played Naga and was very good on his farm, but his management of the illusions of keeping the push off elsewhere, making sure lanes stayed pushed the entire game, really wasn't that great, and they still lost despite how large he got. So we'll have to keep an eye and see, even if she does get a fast Radiance, how well they're able to manage the map with it.
Yeah, I imagine Sylar will play this very well and know what to do, and he's an accomplished Q player. So Tide has the blink, or not blink. Of course he doesn't have the blink. He has the mech. And haven't still seen him do this stack yet, which should be very good for him. But yeah, they're really starting to pressure now. Aegis does get reclaimed, 4 minutes on that for the next one. And yeah, he's also doing a lot of split pushing, which is good for him because his farm is actually neck and neck with the Storm, pretty close. And the same thing as last time. MMY and Inch'Allah are sitting behind him, trying to bait him out. Here's a Lycan. Will they bite? They can blow him up if they know that Aegis isn't there. They're gonna go. Yeah,
yep,
they're gonna go.
XDD blown to pieces by that Mystic Flare, well executed from LGD. Here comes the rest of LAI Gaming. You know, that's what's curious to me about that. We're gonna see him trying to chase the bat, but he just used his entire mana pool and couldn't get it anywhere near him. XDT coming out to help deal with the Naga. She's pushing in mid. Like, with that Aegis, wouldn't it have made more sense, like, when it was still fresh and they knew they were going to have it, instead of having the Lycan just pushing out other lanes, if they had just grouped as 5 and gone down top lane and just run until they reacted to stop them, then assess the situation and see if you want to fight, that seems like that would have been much more productive, because right now what they've been doing is trading, but more importantly, they're not generating enough of a lead, no matter... hang on, XC's about to die. Tough game for him. Does he have enough mana? He uses that last little bit to barely get out of range.
Yep. Unfortunately, he didn't have MMY didn't have the ulti to cast there. Otherwise, it was a for sure kill. But it's hard to say because if they just kept going, I didn't actually think at that time, it was like 12 minutes, I believe, that they were fully strong enough yet to just keep going. Like, Elder Titan's really, really good, even at low levels, to just spam things out and make it more difficult for them. And if they keep wasting their time getting a push and really be relentless about it, even if they do get it, I think too much time would have passed where they wouldn't have got enough out of it. And you would have had a Radiance at the same time as Naga, except they wouldn't be farming as fast. So I think it was still a good decision, but we'll have to wait and see how Storm can really come online, because this is when she really starts. And I just called Storm a girl again. I do this all the time. Why do I do this? I don't know.
Dude, it's all of you. I'm telling you, like, it's such an old Dota player thing, man. Like an old Dota, like the long-term Dota and Han guys I know, you all call them she.
Like every character or just carries? I don't know. Yeah,
like all of them. Well, what's the weird one you do? There's one, it's like you call every hero she except for like one, and it's like a she that you actually call he all the time. And I want to say it's Spectre. And Storm Spirit manages to get a return kill this time. Up at top, so getting a little payback. And now this is what I like to see. They get something done out in the lane with one hero. The other four are now in a really nice position. They take a tower for free. And now there's going to be a lasso. XTT has Ravage. Will he get it off? Nope, got silenced. Great usage of the Ancient Seal. And there's actually a stomp, and Sylar just comes out and gets a free one. He has Ensnare and he has Song. He will go ahead and Song and wait for the rest of his team. This is a disaster for LAI Gaming.
Whoa.
An unmitigated disaster. Buyback from the Tide. There's the Ensnare. And XTT wants to come in and try to help, but Ravage actually does buy him time enough to get away. Just the threat of it. They saw the Tide and immediately broke off in two different directions. So that buyback does keep the Lycan alive. You think that's worthwhile?
I still wouldn't have bought back if I'm him, but it was very, very helpful, obviously. They missed the stomp for Elder Titan and timing with the Naga Sleep. He also doesn't have Earth Splitter as well, which is very interesting. I know he's level 9, and he'll probably get a level 10, but that's like the tried and true old combo, the Earth Splitter with the Naga Siren Sleep. So I think they could have coordinated the sleep just a little bit better, more accurately with other spells, just to keep him in place. But even the Net himself came out very late. I know Net has a very long cast range, or cast time though. It's like really, really bad. But yeah, I guess the buyback does work out for them in the end.
And especially seeing this stack that XTT is taking now, I think it actually makes a ton of sense. It's a lot easier for him to recover that gold in his position whenever they weren't super concerned with getting a blink at a great time anyway. And now he's over halfway to it, even after the buyback. So I think he's going to end up being just fine. In retrospect, I like it. Keeping the Lycan alive, because he's the only answer you have to Naga Siren, really. Like, he's the only hero who is going to be able to do something, which is completely just barrel down a lane after a win and just go racks. Whenever that's so hard to do, usually against the Naga. But I don't know, like
super dead.
Oh, here we go. And we're going to have a reinitiation as MMY being pursued out by XZ. XTT does get caught from behind. In July, gets eyes on him. He will go ahead and mech through it, though. And it looks like XZ broke off the pursuit as well. But the Naga Siren in particular, she seems like a pretty good answer to Lycan. How do you feel?
Oh, she is. Yeah, she's a very good answer to Lycan. I would say the Storm Spirit is actually a pretty good answer to Naga, though, if Storm gets really big. And it's actually really surprising how well the Storm is farmed. That solo kill up on the Ember was really what jump-started his farm. He is 3-2, so he's actually died twice as well. I mean, Silas died once too, but he's a friggin' Naga Siren, so...
Right.
If this Storm gets massive, he can contest very nicely by putting pressure onto Naga, so long that he finds the correct one.
Tough to get massive when you're dying. He's picked off again as MMY, and in July making pay, and wow, that's a Dagon up on MMY, so going just pure burst, which I actually really, really like. I mean, you're dealing with some tanky targets in the Lycan Jakiro and the Tide, the Storm Spirit, of course. You know, it's just all about bursting these heroes down, and I think it's a great pickup.
I love it. He's actually, and I've never seen this before personally, maybe you have, but he's maxing Concussive Shot fully. So normally you see it's like 4-1-4. You just have that value 30% slow in the Concussive Shot, but
right.
It actually doesn't scale too badly now that I look at it, because they did nerf the first level of it. The slow was more. It was 40% at level 1, but now it scales 5% each level, so 45%. The cooldown is greatly decreased.
Super dead. Sorry.
That's fine.
As we might I hate to jump in on you like that, but yep, Faith dead, and they are looking to respond perhaps. There's a flame break. And now they're going to wisely back off. But continue.
No, that's perfectly fine. I wasn't even looking because I was looking at the skill, but yeah, I just think the concussive shot maxing it, it's actually not that bad, and the damage isn't too bad either. But nice kill there. Transfer it into a Roshan, it's certainly what they need. And they're saving the Aegis actually for the Storm.
Yep. Smoke out of LGD. They want to head top. They've had a lot of success in this top lane. It just seems like LAI is always taking the bait. And Siler's there by himself. They're just going to lose this tower if they don't glyph and respond right now. But looks like they might have learned their lesson. Oh, wow. They're just sending XDD up here by himself. And if they notice this, yeah, the illusion just saw him.
He's dead.
There's a lasso. Yeah, he's super dead. Why are they not sticking closer together? Like, I don't understand it. You get an Aegis, go bottom, go push. Just stick together. Don't get picked apart by this team.
They're just getting kind of tricked by these supports here. Well, I should say MMY support and offlaner. They're doing a really, really good job about hanging around the Naga. Like, normally you just let the Naga do your thing, and like you go four protect one, and the other 4 try to make space for the Naga. But they're sitting around him, and they're kind of baiting him in a sense, and it's working every time.
Mm-hmm. Tide has his. I mean, just imagine if they just hang back, farm ancients or whatever, or if you do want to go up there and defend, then go up as a team. Like, you can't go up as one hero when there's a bad rider on the map. Like, you just can't get caught out like that. It's going to happen a lot if they don't start using the buddy system, you know? Use the buddy system like from when you used to take field trips. Everybody has a buddy, hold hands, and make sure and if you are approached by a stranger, you offer a grown-up.
Do you remember when you were in, like, 2nd grade? Did you ever have, like, buddies that were, like, in 5th or 6th grade and you just thought they looked like adults?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you thought they looked like 26-year-old people?
oh, dude, absolutely. Like, just in my neighborhood, like, my best buddy to this day is 3.5 years older than me. And, let's see, I'll leave it at that. I don't need to go through my whole damn history of friends. I've got a lot of older friends that are 3 to 6 years older than me that I grew up with. And you're exactly right. Like, they'd come over and talk about, like, going on dates and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, they're so old. They're so. I can't wait till I'm like, you don't want to be like you and I grew up. Then you get older and you're like, yeah, we're all losers. so it was a perception issue, unfortunately.
Well, XZ down here bottom, Invis gonna go for a Lincoln Sphere this game too. Oh, he's showing himself now. Where's the bat? There's the bat. Oh wow, that's a total LD wow moment. But that was actually really legit.
Oh god, he just expended a full mana pool. Went from right. Did you see where he wound up?
Yeah.
He went from right here. He went this far. He was not stopping, was not turning back. He was going to the house, and he will be seeing you later.
He must have seen him with the remnant down. That gives you the flying vision. And he just bolted out of there. Michael Bolton, we'll call him.
Oh, God. There's a very nice Echo Stomp, actually. Tremendous Echo Stomp to cut all the creeps and Jakiro. And it's going to buy them time. They're going to reset now. This is a very important fight. Macro Pyre's down. Face going to lead with the chin. And once again, LAI Gaming backs off of it. I feel like they got to start fighting. Like, they are just, like, Siler is he's going to have a Manta done in no time. You're talking 60 seconds from now. He's going to have a Manta style and his Radiance. And he's just going to snowball so hard. And the bots, by the way, that came out immediately, as they always do, right after the Radiance.
And
he's getting so fast.
This is what they're doing all the time. They're fighting around him, and this is uncharacteristic of what you do when you have a Naga. But it's working because the other team is not expecting it. The smoke will not be revealed by the... Whoa, he suspects it.
Oh! And they lasso the big bad wolf. Another big kill. And that is how many deaths for him? He is now 2 and 3. His net worth has fallen to 3rd overall. The Storm, who's died quite a lot as well, is actually catching up in net worth, which is excellent for him. But they've got this Aegis, and I don't feel like they're applying enough pressure. I mean, and we can look and see, and that's kind of the problem. Late game, Naga's an excellent answer to Lycan. Right now is when you need to be dominating this game, and instead they're giving up ground every minute that goes by.
That lasso was like a very tremendous range. Still stuck it to him. Manta, as he said, comes out at about the 27-minute mark, which is very, very good for Sylar. And yeah, I'm definitely worried for LAI Gaming. This is just a Naga Siren game, and it's just inevitability is all that you have to wait for. So we'll see how much more farm you can pile up here safely. and how much space he can be given with the other 4 heroes.
Lincoln's done on the Storm. Lincoln's Orchid, not bad. Do you prefer BKB here or definitely the Orchid?
Or you mean Lincoln's?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lincoln's or BKB.
Well, BKB you can still get lassoed, so I think Lincoln's is fine. Yeah, he's just basically scared about the lasso, and he can also place the Lincolns onto like the Lycan if he wants to, but it's kind of a necessary item that you have to get. You want to get BKB, of course, but he'll probably have to get that next.
They've got an angle here if they want to swoop from behind. Unfortunately, they don't have any vision, so they had no idea that they just passed by. Could have caught them from behind. They're going to double back. Roche is going to be back up in, I think it said 3 or 4 minutes, so yeah, something like that. And they are waiting for a gank attempt here in mid. They're going to send the Naga illusions in. If they saw the angle at which those illusions came from, they may suspect this. XZ also could be in trouble. I'm sure they've spotted the Lincolns by now. And yep, they're going to show themselves. There's a whole team here. They're spread out. I like XTT's positioning a lot. And I think they're... no, he's going to show himself. I was going to say, I think maybe they're baiting the... oh, Tide. Spotted. Dead to rights. He's going to get an anchor smash on the July. Didn't want to lasso him. Might now. There's going to be a solo Ravage. And the follow-up is going to be there, but there's the sleep. And this is unfortunate. Echo Stomp. No, actually just an Earth Splitter, and they're going to retreat. It's going to catch Super and no one else. XZ trying to track them down. They lost their bat amidst all of it. And looks like, even though they traded the bat for a Ravage, which is now on cooldown, they still don't want to fight. XDD taking a fair amount of burn. Just look how quickly he's burning down, even though he is this far. Now there's going to be a nice 2-man Searing Chains. 5400 reacts very quickly. Echo Stomp, not on the way. And Yao ends up... Oh, he couldn't get it off. No, he does. Manages to make it out after the Echo Stomp from Faith. Oh, such a good play. And now Super's caught from behind. That's 2 down. And XZ's going to grab Faith. They should be able to get him at least in response, and they will. Sylar right on top of XZ, though. Doesn't have any mana really to speak of, but neither does MMY. Could have potentially silenced him and tried to have Sylar pursue, but they're going to end up taking the 2 for 1. And that's not too shabby, as it is a big swing in gold and experience.
Yeah, that was so close for the kill on the Lycan. If you were watching, Sylar was sending in the last bit of illusions. The Radiance Burn was ticking him down. He had 30 HP before he lived, but Storm zipped in and used his Remnant to kill off the illusions before they could get the last tick of burn damage. It was a really nice play.
Wow.
Very, very close. An exchange of gems is what I thought happened, but there's just a gem on both sides, actually, so both teams have a gem now.
I was actually watching... Yao in that. It looked like they had him hemmed up 2 or 3 times. Yao is getting fairly farmed. Actually, is he? No, he's not. I don't know what I was saying. For some reason, I thought he had a crit stick. My eyes just did not process the information correctly. Now he does. So, yeah, I mean, he's not in bad position. He's right on par with the Lycan and actually just surpassed the Lycan, taking these Ancients. So, the Storm is the most farmed by far for LAI Gaming. But look at Naga already. Just at 30 minutes in, has already opened up a gap of about 1 big item on the highest farmer on the side of LAI, and I think their timer's about to ding on them if they don't get something done soon. Like, that last fight hurt them badly. It's now a 7,500 gold lead going the way of LGD, and the experience is a little bit closer, but, I mean, again, you just, at 30 minutes with the draft they have, they can't have given up this much ground by now and really hope to succeed in the late game. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and she will probably go for a Heart, which is the most standard and safe build right now. I would like to, though, definitely see a Diffusal quicker than normal on Naga this game. I think Diffusal's really going to hurt the Mana Burn. Like, the Mana Burn's going to do very good things against the Storm Spirit, against the Tide Hunter, and just everybody. So, I will say this line is also effective against the Naga, too, by being able to get rid of 2 illusions at once with the Mana Drain and the Hex. And Mana Drain has a very low cooldown. It's only 5 seconds, so...
They're taking the bottom, or at least banging away on it. And I think LAI knows that they're in some trouble. Roche will be back up in about 2 minutes. It looks like they're going to fall back. They keep doing this. And, you know, it's frustrating to watch as a caster because, you know, obviously we have access to more information. But the Naga, again, as we've said before, is just such a good answer to late game Lycan. He's working on a BKB right now, but it's not going to matter all that much if he gets caught. Like, and what they can do is wait for him to BKB and nobody else on their team right now has a BKB, right? So you wait for the Lycan to BKB, and then you just sleep, and then ensnare and kill him.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Naga's fantastic for many reasons against the Lycan. And you know, going back to the drafting stage, I was wondering why they actually banned out Pugna on the side of LGD. And I was thinking, oh, because they had the thought that they wanted to pick the Skywrath. Pugna's really good Skywrath. Well, that might have been the case. He has a blink, by the way. But it's a really good ban since they had the Naga, because if they did go Pugna, if you get the Aghanim Scepter, just like pew 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 pew, you just one-shot the illusions in just one go.
Yep. And that's an excellent point again, something we didn't talk about at all. And but yeah, I've heard that talked about. I've never actually seen it done.
So useful, man. It's actually really legit.
Well, I think Pugna Scepter's legit, period. Like, I'd like, whether or not that's a part of the equation or not, if you can get a Pugna farmed enough to have a decently timed Scepter, he feels immortal. Like, he feels like, because if he gets his Scepter up, say you run him as a core, or even if he's just a well-farmed support that gets a bunch of kills and he gets a Scepter early, half the time the heroes he's up against don't have the damage to kill him fast enough to outweigh the heal. Like, that's just how it works. We're going to see XZ try to grab you out, got him with the Orchid, and there's the big bad finger. As 5400 lets him know how he likes him. And there's going to be an Earth Splitter that's going to catch XZ at the back of it, but not enough to allow a re-engagement. Bringing down the Ember, very nice pick for them.
Yep, that was kind of an awkward Earth Splitter, but still tons of space and time for the Naga to get her next item, which is going to be a heart. Has it finished?
One shot. Bought it in one shot.
Ooh, this is going to be cheese, though. Yeah, this is the third Roshan. And they're taking it very, very fast. I don't think that Naga's going to get too much damage onto this, although it did pop all of her illusions. So that's going to go... Someone canceled the TP, though. No, it's actually... The TPs were canceled by the Ember Spirit, so that's going to be good damage.
Yep. The Ember Spirit... Or no, the...
or not Ember, but...
The Elder Titan. XZ basically trying to hold the line on his own. Got the kill on the Skywrath. Wow, they're going to be turned around here. That's actually really good from him. Like you said, I was watching the pit, and I thought you were going to finish the call. But yeah, they got caught trying to get out, and the Echo Stomp stunned them. So almost a big moment, but instead, XZ by himself holds the line. Got a BKB up now, too, to go with that Linkage. I like this a lot more.
Yeah, it's really good. That was so close on the sleep to save the Skywrath, but the last Remnant... He was asleep, actually, but the Remnant was already down, and it did tick MMY down, which was a wicked 6 streak, I believe. Unstoppable. So nice hefty bounty there for the Storm, who was already very, very rich on the side of LAI Gaming.
Lycan took the cheese, and Storm took the Aegis. It looks like now's their time.
This is it. This is.
Yep.
They're not going to get a better chance than right now. They really aren't.
Completely agree. I think this is, in a lot of ways, perhaps barring some... Wow, look at the damage the Ember's still putting out. Even though he's now in the middle of the list in net worth, he's still able to spam them out that hard. They can't fall back. They just keep giving away. Like, they have to go. Like, they're not going to win this fight. They are not going to outfarm a Naga Siren and Ember Spirit. They're just not.
It's a hard call to make, because they were taking harassment, and they have very, very good creep clear. Like, look at Ember and Elder. Like, how do you really... It's so hard to push into that. You slap on some Naga illusions if you really need them. She's splitting the map, actually taking bottom tower, putting a lot of damage on the XDT. They probably need an urn on the side of LAI Gaming as well, like, just to be able to sustain, but nobody has one just yet.
Just look how quickly this tower is being whittled down. And Ty can do nothing but go up and try to anchor smash. He has to mech himself just so he can stand there long enough to bring the illusions down. Like, she just did about 1/5 worth of tower damage in every bit of 10 seconds. Like, I totally understand what you're saying. I really do. But at some point, you got to gamble. Like, this is the draft that you have. This is the composition that you have. This is the situation as it is. We haven't even seen that many Ravages out of the Tidehunter. Like, he hasn't even done all that much. It's going to be a lasso, and they grab 5400 right off the bat. He's down in a flash. Here comes XZ, though. Goes in, grabs him MY in July without a lasso to try to turn it around. Just has to let him slide back. And they're trying to defend their tower. They end up going 1-for-1. Better kill for LAI Gaming this time. But XDD, look at this. XDD is so close to dying. Like, he's burning to death in the middle of these illusions, and they got the Skywrath, but I don't know that they're super worried. Like, they may just continue to push her. If nothing else, then with illusions, with the Ember in the back, just in case.
Yeah, the scary thing is I'm... Without Lycan going full force with his ulti up and the Necro 3s and Wolves, I actually don't even know they can kill Sylar with a good initiation from Storm. I actually don't know if they can. even if he gets Orchids, he can still Manta and sleep out. So he's very tanky and hard to bring down. That's the scary thing, is because like, yeah, your Storm's very, very fed and actually can contest with a Naga with enough farm, but I don't know if there's enough damage, to be frank.
Nope, I agree. I think they've missed their window. They after that engagement, and then we saw the Roshan. If you take a look at the net worth, you can see it took a big dip, and that was their chance to try to make something of it. The experience actually did go in their favor. It's the first time it's been in their favor for about 30 minutes now. So, I mean, it's not a lost cause, but we've seen that we've read this book, okay? We know how it ends. We've read the last page. It's predictable.
I mean, Lycan can still do a ton of damage if he has everything out and ready to go. That's what I mean. Like, if he pops his Necro 3, he just popped it right now for some reason. I don't know why. That seems kind of like a waste to me. But if he pops his Necro 3, his Wolves, and his Howl, and his ulti, and a BK, like, he does a lot of damage. But he has to have all those things up. If he doesn't, he's just kind of pitiful with damage. He needs an AC as well.
LGD smoked his fourth. They've got their Naga in the back right now. They're trying to get a single target pick if they can. Naga bought a Diffusal, by the way. Still has 2,000 gold tucked away for buyback, and this is where buyback's beginning to matter a lot. There's going to be the lasso. They get Super. Had to make sure he didn't click a creep, and he didn't. Super dead. It works in two different ways. Didn't even mean to do that. Here we go. XZ coming back in and unable to find himself a target. But now the Naga's hooked up, and they can just push with this wave. Oh, wow. 5,400. Very bold. He could end up dead here and will. Wow. And now the Ensnare pops XZ's Lincolns. They're going to be conscious of that. And Echo Stomp doesn't do much, but they're down 2 men right now. No buyback on the Jakiro and none on the Lion. And I think they're going to figure it out right about now. They know they'd be buying back if they could, so they're going to commit. And just look at the illusions by themselves. And XTT can't get near, he can't blink. His blink gets put on cooldown every time he's near one of these illusions. Naga's so good against blink initiators just because of that. And he's going to come in trying to anchor smash. Look, he's dead. He has to expend the mech, and yeah, he just ends up dead. XTD pops his BKB. Not the situation you want as a Lycan. You don't want to be BKBing so you can run back to the fountain and not die. There's an Echo Stomp and a Song that catches XZ. Let's see how they want to follow this up. They're going to focus on the Jakiro, apparently. Yep, they get the Searing Chains and Snare afterwards. Behind that, XDD trying to do work. Face going to end up dropping, which is a nice boon for them. However, there's that dagger from MMY. They managed to clean up MMY one more time. And Super throws the Ice Path just to secure the retreat. But racks are going to be taken. Mistakes were made. And yeah, like they're actually just farming creeps right now. They're so completely and utterly disinterested in what defense LAI Game is going to be able to mount. Now they can fall back, do it all over again.
Yeah, and at this point, just because... Oh, he actually already had the Diffusal. I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if he forgoes the Diffusal and gets Butter, but he already has it.
Yeah, no, he can still get Butterfly.
Yeah.
He's still got a bottle, and that's fully what I expect him to buy.
Yep, you can sell that, get the Eagle Song. Yep.
Done.
Yep, standard stuff. Dagon is being upgraded now by the Sky Wrath, which is fine and dandy. But yeah, this is just, as you mentioned, we've seen this so many times before. And it was cool to actually see, though, like a different hero being picked against the Naga, like the Storm. Like, we haven't seen Storm too much. The only time we saw it, I believe, recently in D2L was picked with was picked with the Nakes. And it was extremely effective, by the way. Extremely effective.
It kind of got me hopeful that maybe Nakes will find a place. And it seems kind of intuitive that he would. I mean, Blink Initiators and just long-range initiators in general are still all the rage. And you're talking almost everyone runs a true multi-core lineup now. Like, 2 cores is absolute. 3 has almost become the standard now in one way or another. And I'd like to see more Nakes. I think there's the place for him. I think someone much smarter than me and better at this game will figure it out, too.
I think Nakes in the Storm is very, very good. I mean, we saw it. Absolute work. But anyway, these illusions taking actually decent damage from the Macro Fire. That's kind of interesting. Maybe an Aghanim Scepter for Super? We'll see.
Have you seen Scepter Macro Fire, by the way?
Yeah, it's really long.
It goes from, like, here to, like, here. No joke. If not longer. In fact, probably, like, there.
Well, if you just hover over what Jakiro's is, it's double that. Because it's 900 right now, so it's 1800.
Exactly. That is. So basically, it's the like if you go from the edge of the left edge of the circle that you see right now to the right edge, that's how long it is, because that would make sense. If the range is the radius, then the full diameter would be the same.
Yep. That would make sense. Mathematician RT. Yeah.
XDD caught and blown to pieces. Never had a chance. He's down for 74 seconds, and he does not have buyback. They're trying to turn this around. They once again get the Sky Ravage. Mage, beautiful Ravage, but can they follow it? Siler's there, has sleep, but no. Yao's too big. They're all too big. Little chubby, little poofy. And they run him all the way back to the tier 3. Super. Lays down another macro pyre, and Siler getting his mana sapped. But yeah, they're going to notice Lycan didn't buy back. There's a refresher on the tide. All right. Another Ravage ready. Let's see it, guys. As the Lycan, again, still quite a bit away from buyback and respawn. Roche is actually back up. Don't know that it matters. This may well be GG. They need the Miracle Ravage. They need something. There it is. Let's see. Can they follow it? They get Yao, but they're able to get 3 out. Yao buys back immediately. Siler going to be engaged. Oh, didn't get him down. Maybe. No. XTT last to bite the dust, and the route is on. Super buys back, but this is going to be 2 sets of racks against a Naga Siren. And I would fully expect the GGs, if not to come out now, then not long from now.
Yep. That first initial BKB usage by WoW was extremely impressive. And that really, I mean, I can't say it saved the team fight for them because they were up so much anyway, but it really solidified it. It was a fantastic trigger finger. He's going to go on in July. Oh my god. I imagine the Elder Titan Spirit was there because he blew the F up. Yeah, Elder Titan was a lot in these fights too.
Yeah, it was ET and the Spirit were both there. So game 1 ends in a rout for LGD. Very impressive play, and again, I feel like this game could be characterized just by gun shyness, missed opportunities. You bring up an excellent point. And this is why I love casting with someone like you. Is what you were saying about how they were using the Naga. They were actually using her as bait as opposed to just trying to make things happen and let her do her. And because of that, LAI Gaming took the bait a number of times and ended up dead because of it. That's one big point. But the other is, LGD maneuvered well, and that's true, but there are so many times when LAI Gaming had some momentum, the Naga still wasn't as farmed as they really wanted her to be. She still wasn't late game ready, per se, and they just backed off, and I feel like that hesitation cost them in a big way.
Yeah, and the smart thing about how they played that, to just build on that point a little bit, is that it wasn't that Siler had to change his movements or his farming patterns at all. He just did what he was going to do anyway. But MMY and in July just played around that. They were seeing what Siler was doing, and they were seeing how they could make it, how they could bait him. It wasn't like, hey, go up here and bait, or like TP bot and we'll bait you. It was just Siler was going to do this anyway, and then MMY and in July followed and made an effort to make something out of it. So it was just a really nice play from those two in particular, in July and MMY.
44 minutes, right on the money, the time it took. And just like that, LAI Gaming, in a winning you're in, lose and go home series, finds themselves 1 game away from potential elimination. And Invictus Gaming is definitely cheering on LGD right now. If LGD wins, they are in LAI's place. And it's so nuts, the scenario. If LAI wins, they go into the playoffs in 3rd overall position. If they lose, and there are 5, or technically 4, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But if they lose, they're out entirely. That is how tight the center of the field has been, how thin the wall, the membrane of the bubble happens to be here in D2L Eastern play. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and really hope you're enjoying the show. Game 2 is going to be coming up here in just a moment. Again, big playoff implications. If LAI Gaming wins, IG's out. If they lose, LGD goes in as our 3rd seed, right behind LV into the bubble race playoff, which does begin tomorrow, and IG is in. So, really looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. If this is your first time here, or maybe you're a return visitor, we want to have you back more in the future. In either case, make sure you hit follow here on twitch.tv/D2L. Easy peasy way to get updated every time we go live. And make sure you keep up with the D2L on Facebook and Twitter as well. It's D2LGG on both of those services. I'm also AC with Trouf on the other line I'm calling the shots and he's calling the strategies. And you can find us both on Twitter. At AC, at AYESEE, and at TralfDota, TRALFDOTA. The HyperX Season 5 of D2L rolls on. This series just about to potentially reach its conclusion, as will our entire division looking ahead to the playoffs, which again,